for taking your time out for your busy schedule to participate in this very important meeting. This is Observation 1, Need Assessments Part 2 from Observation. My name is Ms. Williams. I am a candidate at Prairie View University for Education Administration. I'll be graduating this December. Can you please introduce yourself?
I am Miss Young, 6th grade science teacher, 2nd year teaching.
Winetta Jones, special education teacher. This is my,
Wait, Winetta Jones, doctor.
okay, Dr. Winetta Jones. Okay.
So right now we're gonna discuss, we're gonna establish group norms. So how are we gonna act as we're discussing this very important data? So I'm giving you 3 minutes to think about it. What is some group norms? We have to at least have 3 to choose of how we're gonna have these meetings. So for instance, during regular PLC, it's always come in with an open mind. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. We're gonna wait and think about it, to talk about it. Okay, we have a minute and 18 seconds left. Okay, so what is 2 norms that you wrote down, Ms. Young?
The first one was to be present and engaged, so that includes being on time and staying focused within the meeting, limiting side conversations, not being distracted by our phones. And the other one was to come solution oriented, so if you have any type of concerns, then come ready to bring some type of solution.
Dr. Jones?
Mine was bringing positive energy.
Bringing positive energy.
Always ready with an opportunity. We learners, not experts, so, also, I mean, cause we learn stuff from the students, so, hey. And, to embrace reflection.
Okay, so it's solution oriented, come with a solution, there's a problem, come open-minded, with an open mind. What was your two again, Dr. Rose?
Mine was embracing
Embracing reflection
and bring positive
and
energy.
bring positive energy. So do we all agree on these terms, these norms for our meetings?
Absolutely.
Okay, so right now I'm going over doing middle schools, the total number of students and how many are economically disadvantaged, not average students. So currently, last year, school year, we had 787 students. 88% of those students were economically disadvantaged. And those are students whose parents who get free and reduced lunches. We have 69.4% students are at risk, and those are considered SPED students, EV students, the parents did not graduate high school, or it can be, the student failed the STAR test months before. So if they failed the STAR test, they're labeled at risk for graduating high school. 26% of our students are ESL students, 14% is special ed, 4% is gifted and talented, and our demographics, 43% of our students are identified as African American, 46% are Hispanic, 5.7% is white. So right now, we're going over our end of the year data. We know this could be scary, but we have to embrace reflection. We have to reflect on what we learned. So this is rated S for staff use only. It may be hard, but we have names of what we did wrong and how can we go back and fix it. So this is our overall accountability. For domain 1, our campus score is a 56. For domain 2A, a 60. Domain 2B, a 59. Domain 3, a 73. So our overall average is a 64, and our current campus letter grade is a D. And recently, I went to a meeting with the superintendent. I'm part of the ACE committee, and we were going over the whole district data. Currently, we are ranked. We are in South Region 4. We are number 45 out of 47 school districts right now. We are currently at a D. We have 3 of our high schools are ELF campus, and there's only 4 ELF high school campuses in Region 4. So their problem is our problem because we are sending these kids to these high schools, not succeeding. So our domain 1 ELAR data is on the board. I will give you time to reflect. For 6 through 8, we had our goal was 71, 40, 16. That was our goal across campus for ELA. Our total was 69% approach, 39% meets, and 12% master. And then I will scroll down so you can look at the different grade levels. This is ELA. So when we look, how are we compared to our district? Are we exceeding the district? Are we at the district level? What are we?
Below.
Below. Yes, we are slightly below district level, and we are below our goal. So we are close at the least level. We're 2 points away for approach, and we're 4 points away for mastery. But then I also would like to give a shout out to 8th grade. Because 8th grade last year, we had 1 teacher for 1 classroom, and then for the other classroom, ELA teacher, that classroom went through 3 or 4 teachers, depending on if you count other people. So during that school year, 1 classroom did not have a teacher all year. pretty much, and they still came out with 73% of their students approaching 40% med and 14% masters. So what do we think about this data? From the kids we have, is this expected? Were we surprised? Could we have done better?
I mean, there's definitely room for improvement, especially, let's see, 7th grade. 6th grade also, but 7th grade is a little more further from the goal.
And I can say for 7th grade, we did have a DOI teacher. One of our teachers was a DOI teacher, and this was her 2nd year. So we do know that kind of played a part of the numbers because she was still getting coached at that moment. So now we're gonna look at domain 1 for science, and domain 1 is achievement. Our CIP goal was 70% approach, 30% meets, and 14% mastery. That was our goal, and we achieved. This is including start out for our students who are currently in the CASE program. 65% made approach, 31% met, and 3% mastered the A grade science test. I would like to give a prop to our science team because we are 3% higher than the district average. Yes, we are lower, but we gotta think of the positive. Yes, we are lower than our campus goal, but we are exceeding in our district when it comes to the approaches level. Now we're gonna look at math, domain 1. The campus goal for math was 57% approach, 25% meets, and 9% mastery. And as a grade, all 3 grade levels, 41% met, 41% approach, 15% met, and 4% masters. Okay, I'm gonna scroll slowly so you can see the different grade levels and how 6th grade was 44% approach, 15 meets and 4% mastered. 7th grade, 27% approach, 11% met, and 3% mastered. And 8th grade, 50% approach, 18% meet, and 3% master. And then this is also included in the start off. And for Algebra 1, which are our 8th grade students who are on the accelerated path in math, 94% of them approached, 53% met, and 24% master. So give a hand up to Dr. Hicks because he did push those kids to a seed. And if you can look, these 8th graders are testing higher than the students are currently in high school now, with the district average being 60%, 28% for meets, and 15% for masters. So they are succeeding the district average. And then we're looking at domain 1 for social studies. The goal was 43% approach, 17% meets, and 5% mastering. And currently at our campus, 26% of our students approach the grade level, 6% met grade level standard, and 2% master's grade level standard. And it was also below the district average when it comes to social studies. I want to just think about it and reflect, because I do know social studies here on campus is a problem, because normally in elementary, as a former elementary teacher, social studies is not a priority. So usually it's more of, we're gonna hit reading and math. In 4th grade, that's when they focus on science because they know the 5th grade science test is coming up. So I can say now we are working on, for ELA, we do writing Wednesday, we do more of historical passages so they can have the knowledge, the context of it. So this is domain 2, which is our hoppers and our droppers. So this is for ELA. We had 83 students, either they stayed at, low did not meet, or they dropped it. They stayed at low did not meet. We had 28 students who grew from low did not meet into high did not meet. We had 12 students went from low did not meet to low approach. We had 6 students made higher approach from low did not meet. We had 4 students made meets from low did not meet. Then high did not meet. 17 students dropped to low did not meet. We had 25 students stayed the same. 30 students grew to lower approach. 21 grew to higher approach. Then we had 5 students went from high did not meet to meets for lower approach. We had 7 students who went from low approach to low did not meet. We had 16 students who went from lower approach to high did not meet. 24 students stayed the same. 17 students had higher approach. 16 went from low approach to meets, and 2 students went from lower approach to mastery. High approach. We had 6 kids went from high approach all the way down to low did not meet. We had 4 kids went from too high did not meet. We had 11 kids dropped in one banner from low did not meet. From high approaches to low approaches. Then we had 22 students who stayed the same. We had 40 students who went from higher approach to meets. And then for meets, we're looking at this number. We had 5 kids went from meeting grade level standard the year prior to high did not meet. We have 9 students who went from meets to low approach. 25 went from high approach to meets. Then we have 89 kids stayed the same to 24 mastery. And then for masters, we only have 14 students who dropped, and they went from masters to meet. So that would be good in the ELA department. And so for domain 2, our annual growth score is 62. This is our annual growth score. We got a half a point. We have, for 71 tests, we have a half a point for them. For 342, we gave them 1 point. And then 197 students we did not earn points for domain 2 for ELA. So now we're looking at the House Bill 1416. Can anybody tell me what is House Bill 1416? Do we know what those keys are? Okay, I'll give help. These students are students that we will push for intervention. So Ms. Palmer and Ms. Guillory will push in. So what are those students for?
Can you repeat the question?
House Bill 1416, these are the students that seek intervention that we have to have 30 hours of documenting intervention for. What students are those?
So,
Ms. Palmer and Ms. Guillory push in or pull out for those?
the resource students?
No.
Oh, okay.
Starts with I.
Intervention.
Yes, our intervention students. These are our students, our House Bill 1416, and these are the students who failed the STAR test. And these students still STAR 2024, and we're currently looking at the STAR 25 data. So we still have 83 students that did not show growth at the low did not meet. We had 28 students who did not show growth at high did not meet. Then we had 12 students who went up from low did not meet to approaches, so they're no longer considered House Bill 1416. We have 6 kids who went to approach, who was House Bill 1416 in 2024, and we have 4 kids who made meets. We also currently, for high did not meet, we had 17 students drop to low did not meet. We had 25 who stayed at high did not meet. We have 30 who moved up to low approach. We have 21 who moved up to high approach. We have 5 who moved up to meets. And again, these are the students who was considered for STAR 2024, and these are their current STAR 2025 scores. So can we reflect for ELA? What do these numbers look like? Is the target intervention working? Can we do better?
It's working. But we can do more.
We can do more. And I can say last year, I think the issue was during our Eagle time, which was considered our interventionist time, and we didn't have actual interventions pull the kids out. And the goal was Apex, but we do know last year we did have a lot of new teachers, or we had people who did not care. And so when we came to Apex, the students was not forced to be on Apex, or we even had issues of teacher had a class during the Eagle time, but teachers did not have Chromebooks for them to access the materials. So I know they are working on making sure these kids actually get the help and services that they need. And so we received 34 points for domain 2 for ELA art. For growth, we are at 69, so we were 1 point away from a C, and we were 7 points away from a B. For ELA art, now we're looking at domain 2, math. I'm giving you time just to look and reflect. And remember, this is start 2024, and this is start 2025, and we're looking at the hoppers and droppers. What is our wonderings that we have? What is our thoughts? Is it shocking? Was it expected?
I would say it's not bad, but not shocking.
It's, yeah. The master's part is what is giving, they give them that. So the intervention is
Working.
working.
The only thing that really stuck out to me is we had 28 kids went from meets to high approach. Then we had 9 kids drop from meets to high did not meet in 2. So our approaches and our meets level is dropping. So now we're gonna look at our hospital 16 kids. So again, this is STAR 2024. This is what we started with. And this is how they moved up for STAR 2025 in math.
You said math?
Yes. So for these hospital 14, 16, do we think the Eagle Time Apex helped these students?
I don't feel like it is something like for the high dynamics.
To lower approach?
Yeah, and I can't see it's covering it, but is it high approach or?
Yes, high approach,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so 15 students went from high dynamic to high approach. I mean, I definitely see growth.
growth. But then also, if we look here, we had 71 students went from high to not meet grade level to low to not meet. And then we have 69 students who went from low to, who stayed the same last year, from 2024 to 2025. So they show any growth.
We could chop some of that 71, that could have been improving going to our low approaches or our approaches.
And so we received 22 points for domain 2 for math. And our math growth summary is currently a 51, which is a F. And we need at least 17 points to get a 60, which is a B. Our annual growth score is a 45. So now we're going to look at math. So this is all grade. So math is our assessment. We track DOI, MOI, end of the year. We're trying to see how much these students grow. So for our grade level for math, we are at a 45. And our achievement is a 24, and then our achievement in the spring is a 25. So we're seeing a 1% growth for 6th grade math. Here at doing middle school, our achievement in the fall was a 27, and our achievement in the spring is a 22. So the difference was a -5 for math testing. Any wonderings do we have? How's our thoughts going?
I mean, what went wrong? Like, you know? Yeah. But what could they have done? I mean, yeah. What could they have done differently, or we could have done differently?
Because I can't
Part
say
of that.
I know it was gaps in the Eureka and the Carnegie, because in pre-K through 5, the kids use Eureka, which is totally different from Carnegie. So when the kids come to middle school, they are expected to have learn math one way, but the teachers do not have the knowledge of the math that they would learn in elementary.
Right.
So it's like, it's closing the gaps of the basic computations. So like how we would do division, their division would be drawing dots. So we'll draw 3 times 3, for instance. Some kids will do 3 times 3, 1, 2, 3. And you'll count the dots 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they'll get 9. So we do know sometimes that they do it sloppy or fractions. We was taught, most kids now in middle school, they back to butterfly method of equipment, but they was taught to draw strip diagrams. So we do 2/3 and 1/2. And so this is how they was taught how to show what was equivalent. But if a student, for instance, yeah, if a student's square is uneven,
Right.
and this is their 1/2,
Mm-hmm.
what's one? So we're gonna do 1/2 here. This is their 1/2. This is their 1/3.
Right.
They're 2/3. Is this correct?
No.
Are they gonna struggle with it?
Yes.
So I can say that was one issue we had in math last year, is the students coming in learning math one way, and Carnegie was not supporting their learning needs.
Yeah.
7th grade math, 24, our achievement fall was 24, our achievement for the spring is 25. And we have a 1 point difference, so we increased 1 point. And seeing our STAR scores, how do we think? Cause we know STAR was, 24% approach, 44% approach for STAR math, 7th grade. And so they did show a 1 point achievement from fall to spring. 8th grade math, we started at 22, we moved up to a 29, and we gained 7 points for 8th grade math.
And what is the blue?
Blue is, they had the highest growth, they had 63 growth. It's all grade levels, actually one at all schools. Dewey Middle School had achievement in fall at the 69, and achievement in the spring at the 70, then we had 1 point gain. And this is gonna be compared to all the schools in Spring ISD. This is all grade levels, ELAR. So our school grew 4 points in ELA compared to all the other schools in the district. We have the highest growth points, which is 4. Which we outperform both of our specialty school, Robertson Middle School, and Spring Leadership. Sixth grade reading. So we did have negative 1 point difference from achievement in the fall to achievement in the spring for ELA, which, as we can see, most schools other than one had a negative difference for achievement in the spring for reading. We didn't show any growth, but we did not lose points, so that is good. And as we can see, other than Bama Middle School, nobody showed any growth, which Bama was the lowest for 7th grade math. For 8th grade reading, we grew 9 points. So we went from a 28 to a 37. Also, if we remember, one of the 8th grade ELA teachers classroom did not have a teacher all year. They went through 4 teachers, and that was also the sped class. And then that would be so right now I'm gonna give you time to think about this data that we have went through. What is our wondering? What is our goals? What is our growth? What is one thing that we can focus on this year to improve our rating? Because we know now our goal is to be, we are a B, but our goal is to be a B campus. I'm gonna give us 5 minutes.
You said our goals or our goals?
So our growth, our goals, and then what is one thing that we should focus on this year? What is our need? Now, what should I think about it? Are we really closing students' learning gaps? Are we doing the best we can to support our students in all subjects, content areas? 14 seconds left. You have 30 seconds. Okay. I need your help. Okay. Miss Young, can you give us one lead? What is something that you noticed?
So like area for improvement, I guess just identifying, exactly what question or like standard that the kids miss, or like what's the commonly missed question or teak, to address that. Also making sure that they're addressing misconceptions, cause they can affect, how they perform also. So addressing misconceptions and catching them, before the lesson. And should I do some action steps or just stop there?
You stop here. Is this for ELA or math?
I say they apply to both, but we can say math.
Okay. Dr. Jones, do you have a growth for us? Ooh, that's slanted.
Yeah, so you start going up higher and higher.
But what I realized when I write on the paper, my papers always turn slanted.
Mine would be thinking about the language that's being used. Are they understanding what's actually being asked of them?
So
Like,
understanding of what-
yeah, especially with our EV students, are they understanding what is being asked on the question? Are they breaking it down? Cause sometimes stuff need to be chunked, especially for our kiddos.
And that's ELA and math.
Mhm.
We're also just, do we have any glows?
I like the, I shout out the 8th grade ELA team, so their, percentage growth, despite, not having a teacher, they still were able to show growth.
Do we have
Oh man,
the math?
that algebra 1.
You put our 8th grade GT kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what is our campus need? What could, one thing or two things we can do that would improve our schools and move us from a D to a B? Because we know our district goal is to be, all campuses will be an A or B campus next year.
So focusing.
Because I do know, one thing we're good at is closing the gaps. but our achievement is low. So what's one thing we should focus on this year to increase our achievement?
I would say for math, focusing on those small group interventions and pulling the students, who are really struggling, cause they could be a hopper perhaps, and also having, more star aligned practice problems, cause like you can teach them 1 + 1 = 2, but on the star test it may say Sally had 1 apple and John had 2 apples, so how many do we have now? Like, you know, I guess, you know, having them practice with star line questions and more graphs and tables and things of that nature.
Dr. Jones, what's one thing you think we should focus on to help us move the needle? What is one thing we can focus on that move the needle here at our school? Or like, so one thing, like this year, we're focusing on one thing. What can we do?
No, I'm asking for which subject are you?
It's every subject that needs the movement.
I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with ELA. I'm gonna go with ELA. Just making sure the students, like, that they have their accommodations, because that's something that I believe that wasn't being used with all the students. Making sure they understand the content language. I'm not saying just SPED students, but all students understand. What is being asked?
Do you think last year, did we receive the support to make sure students were getting their accommodations? Do we know how to implement accommodations correctly? Or even when it comes to math, was the teachers taught how to help these kids? Is that something, should we focus on professional development for teachers? Ensuring that they have whatever they need.
How to put that data into place,
Yes,
like
how to use
from the
data.
map testing, from the STAR, how to put that into place, like, okay, maybe, it's with foundational language skills that they may not understand, like, where do we go? Especially if it's a new teacher, like,
Dijon, would you agree as one of our new teachers here? Do you feel like were you giving the support you needed to making sure your students were successful?
Not enough. Yeah, I'd say not enough.
So we all kind of agree that our one thing we're gonna focus on this year, our need for the school is to ensure that our teachers are getting effective professional development. So during our POC times, something that the teacher can actually put in place that is realistic. Do we agree?
Agree.
So our need assessment would be professional development, PDs, for all teachers, like new teachers.
I'd say
all.
it's
For
always
all
room for
teachers.
improvement.
To ensure. What are we ensuring?
I mean, I guess like she said that we're using data, I guess, to drive instruction. So some good data driven.
To ensure teachers are using all data to drive the learning or small groups?
I would say instruction, but you could say small groups, reteach, Small group or teaching.
Small group.
So we just say small group instruction. Yeah.
Last week, teach. Okay. And now we'll go into making sure, teachers are prepared and looking at accommodations. Are the students using their accommodations? How are they using it? Why or why not are they not using it? Was it given to them? Do they not use it? And also it goes to, as a group, a small group. Is it
Is it consistent?
consistent? Or we can figure out what's the commonly missed teach. We can also figure out do the students really not understand the question by making sure teachers pull small groups. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out to this important meeting. If you have any follow-up questions,